Hello everyone, this is Christian Meldick's Interactive, and in this video we finally gotten to the point where we're going to show some interesting information in our account details page. So if you remember, previously all we were doing was showing the name and the buttons for cancel and save. Now we're going to add in this property to an account of cash, which is related to the amount of money deposited. We'll have some getters to display some information like the value of the account and how much profit we've made. And then in addition to that, we'll leverage some of the other components that we've already created, namely the tab and list view components. So we'll display the securities for the account as well as the deposits. Of course, the tabs allow us to have this animation automatically. And then our list view will have, of course, displaying the information. For now, though, when we click on it, it'll just give us a console log statement. We'll have to wait for another video for that. But these are the things that we are going to focus on in this video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. As usual, I want to start by saying thank you for taking the time to watch the video and subscribing. Of course, if you're not a subscriber, I hope that you'll please consider subscribing to the channel. With that said, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing that we're going to do is to modify our account model config. What we're going to do is add another property cash, which would be a number. So we'll have a private cash. I guess I just set it to be 0 to start with. We'll have a way of getting and setting public get cash. Return this cash and another one public set cash. So I just called it value number and this dot cash value. Perfect. Let's go down here and modify our constructor. So this dot cash. Oops. Good. An equal sign there. Config dot cash. So that's good. Now, of course, back in our sort of development data here, we have to add in the property there. So cash, I just randomly picked that one for this, and the other one we'll just say 0. So now our initial data is up to snuff again. We're gonna start displaying, currencies. So let's create us a little function here to help us out. So in the source folder here, so in the root and the source folder, I'm going to create one. I'm going to call it functions.ts, just for stray functions that I have. So what we'll do is export function currency formatter. And so what we'll do is allow us to modify a minimum fraction digits, and that's going to be a number, which is going to default to 2. We'll have a maximum fraction digits, also a number, and defaults to 2. So now we return stuff. So return new intl dot number format. I'm in the US. So that's what we'll use. So we'll use currency and we'll display US dollar. Maximum number of fraction, minimum fraction digits, style of currency. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. Now we can return back to our account details page here and start importing a few things. So in this one we are going to import from functions. So import from functions currency formatter. We're also going to need a couple of things from our store, and we need the account deposit model and account security model. Save that so it'll format for us. All right, so let's come down in the actual class here. Guess we'll put them below. So private read-only currency equals currency formatter. All right, and we're going to need some other private fields. Account deposits. It's an account deposit model array. Private account securities. Account securities. Security model array. We created our cache, which we will default to 0. And we'll put another one, private deposit total. All right. So let's create a few things, a few getters related to this. Start off with private get, say value. So this one is return this dot account securities dot reduce, and we'll have a previous, a current. All we'll do is say previous plus cur dot value, and we'll start off at 0. So we have the ability to get the value. Next, let's do private get profit. Important stuff. So return this dot value minus, and it's this dot deposit total minus this dot cash. All right, so we have a profit now, and just to make us look good, or even make us even happier, let's say that we want to have our return on investment, and this is this dot deposit total. So if that's 0, then if we haven't put any money in, we'll just say 0. Otherwise, it will be this dot profit divided by this dot deposit total, and we need to move that by 100. And the last thing that we'll do then is return that to fixed and get us to not x, to and a percent. Maybe the percent should be right next to it. Percent should be right next to it, maybe. Save that. Now let's go down to our load here. You're not going to need this console log statement anymore. So let's have this dot account deposits. That's equal account dot deposits. This dot account securities. Account dot securities. What else do we have? This dot cash. Account dot cash. We have the name. Let's get the total. So this dot deposit total. Account deposits dot reducing again. Previous current brief plus current dot amount, and start off at 0. I think that should take care of the class side of things. So let's now display it. So up to our template here, we have the input for the name. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and give us a label, and that's the cash. Input type equals number equals cash. So that'll give us a input box there. And let's do some stats. So below here, create us a new div, and thought so. Why you know help me out? Oh, because I'm using Pug anyway. So account stats, perfect. And so we'll have a div. In here we'll have a label. In there we have a value and a div. Let's give us currency dot format the value. Let me just grab this, and we'll end up with 3 more. So instead of value, total deposits. Perfect. And this is deposit total. We want profit. And this one to be ROI and ROI. Save that. Hopefully not breaking. Let me clear, refresh to clear the console. All right, so now we're displaying things, except man there. So what did we mess up? ROI. Deposit total. Total deposits has a number here. This dot profit. Profit has a number. Let's do this just to see. Minus a space, looks like everything's the same. We'll leave it alone for a second here. Next up is fixing the formatting here. So let's come down here. I don't need that semicolon there. And dot count stats. And we'll say display flex, no semicolon, flex wrap. We'll use the wrap. We're going to say border 1 pix solid light gray, padding top 0.75 rem. Let's see where we're at so far. Getting there. Now for all of the immediate children, oops, let's say flex 1 mid width. I played around to find this out. Pix. Let's do 9 points. Let's change that. 9.375 rem. And move the calculator out the way. Text, align, center, and then margin bottom 7.5 rem. All right, perfect. So it's really bothering me, the fact that that's coming up. I mean, these two things are numbers, so what is going on? There's a number. Oh, I'm doing something stupid. ROI, 2 fixed. Let's just copy this line in. Sure does look the same, doesn't it? Yeah, nan. Y, nan. Here, let's just copy it in because it was working. Copy the whole thing in. Still. All right, we'll wait and fix that at the end. All right, so now in previous videos we've created a list view component, so I'm going to use this list view component to show all the deposits and the securities, but I do want to add something to it. So let's go into our list view here, and I'm going to add to it headings, because I want to put a little headings line on there. So let's say prop private read-only headings, and may or may not be set, and it's going to be a string array. So we'll come down here. So we have this section here that creates a click button for creating something. So I wanted to put the headings below that, since this is down here where we start doing the items, displaying the items. So I'll say this dot headings. Apparently I decided one. So plural headings. So if we have headings, let's do some stuff. The stuff is then, let's create an li in here. Well, you know what, help me out, li. And we'll put a class on this. A class equals list item content, same as the others. And up here, then we'll say this dot headings dot map. Inside of there, we'll have a div. That div will have the class, and that's the list item text class, and list new one heading. Perfect. And inside of there, we'll just do X. It's a string there. And we have this span down here, which on items we'll see gives us the right angle, which just basically indicates if you click on it, you know, you'll get some more information. So to keep everything spaced correctly, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that in the right place, so below those. And actually, I guess got a span down there. I'll leave it as a span, I guess. But what I want is to say that the style equals opacity. The only reason I'm doing this, of course, is I want the spacing to be correct. And let's go ahead and save that. I had it as a div. Let's see if that affects anything. So with that done, let's go back to our account details, and we're going to import them. So let's come up here. It's a component, components, so list view. Import from slash components slash, and what do they call it? List view dot view. This is just list view. So we've got that one. Let's bring in some tabs. Import from component slash tabs, and we need the tab container. If we're going to use them, we need to declare them. So list view and tab container. Come down and add a few more things. We have the headings. So private, read only, account, deposit, headings. Those will be date and amount, and private, read only, account security headings. On securities, what we're going to show is the symbol, the value, and the shares. And we need a private read-only tabs. The tabs will be securities and deposits. And while I'm thinking about it, what we're about to do is to require this to be TSX instead of just TS. I'm going to copy these in. We have some click handlers that we need. Right now they'll just print to the console. So we need something, if somebody clicks on an account deposit that we have, or they click on an account security that exists, and then also when they click on the create button for each of them. And we need to say how to display each of those things. So we'll say private render a deposit. So we'll get account deposit. So that's an account deposit model. We'll just return a div Inside there, we'll have a class account deposit. And from there, we just want to have a span. One day we'll fix that so I don't have to keep doing this. That span is going to be the account deposit. Really? It's like, why is it not the first thing? So there's a date on there and to date string. That gives us the span there, and we want another span. And inside of there, we'll do this dot currency dot format account deposit dot amount. So that's what we'll show for a deposit. And private render security account security model return. So instead of typing it all out, because I'm tired of having to type the tags, we'll have a class and then we'll display the symbol, the value using the currency formatter, and the shares. All right. I think that's good, but before we can see anything, let's return back up to our template here, and all we need then is the tab container. We bind to that the tabs, which is the tabs that we've specified. So we'll have a list view. In that list view, we'll bind headings, and that's the account security. Excuse me. Probably account security headings. So we have our headings. Bind the items. Account securities. Bind. Let's do this. Let's just do this. So we on-click the handlers that we had, and then the render is the security. Do the same thing for the deposits. Now if we save that, get an error because account deposits. Really? Because I can't spell. Account deposits. And now that's probably giving me an error down here. So let's refresh. No errors, and we have our, we'll do some formatting here, but we have our, everything's shown. These are our securities. If I click on the deposits, get the animation, it displays. We get stuff if we click on the create button. Perfect. The only thing that we need to do is a little bit of aligning here. So if we go down to our SAS, then we just need account deposit and account security. With that, display flex, and of course the child should be immediate children, flex 1. All right. So now everything is aligned the way it's supposed to be, and of course these are the headings that we put in there. So we have the symbol, which actually I probably forgot since I never didn't write it down, right? It's the whole point of us having this list item heading. So let's come down here. So we have a, put it right here, list item heading, font, weight. Just make it a little bold. There we go. All right. And I actually think that that takes care of all that we wanted to do inside of this video. So right now we have the ability, of course, to show the cache, and then we have, well, so let's do this. Let me cut for a second, come back here and tell you what the problem was there. Of course, you probably see it already, but I'm going to check it out, but I'll be right back with you here. Of course, the magic of copy and paste. Most people probably already saw it. I copied in all of these and didn't even think about it. This is already a % string. There shouldn't be any currency formatting going on. So now we have our % over there. I don't know whether I want to have a space for that % sign actually, but alright, so now that takes care of it for this video. Again, we're displaying the cache in a text box where we're going to be able to edit it. We have some different getters showing us properties associated with the account. We have the ability to look at all of the deposits and the securities. And in next video, I guess we'll probably focus on what happens when you click on one, like a security, so you see the details and you're able to edit the number of shares. Same deal with the deposits, but of course that'll wait till the next video. So until then, I will talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.